Hey all, this is Brian again. We're going to be starting up a new series. This one is going to be by request of a lot of the people on the forums, as one of the things that they asked for. It's nice to be able to go in and look at a review of a broker, but you always, well, demos aren't always available, and people would actually like to take a look at the actual broker's website, how it works, what it looks like, place a couple trades, things like that. So I'm going to be attempting. This will be my first one, so hopefully as these go, they'll get a little bit better and more structured. But we're going to take a look at Optionbit's platform today. I'm going to walk you through what they offer and what the site looks like so you can get a feel for it. That way, when you decide to deposit, you're a little bit more confident and you know what you're getting into. Because, I mean, honestly, you're picking your broker is one of the most important things you can do. And if you hate the way the system looks, you're not going to want to trade it. So let's get going. Let's see. OptionBit's been around since, I believe, 2010. They originally started off as a spot option, but they did do a revamp recently. So this, if you've used them a long time ago, their site is completely different now, as they switched over to TradeLogic, which I don't have that much experience with TradeLogic, but it does look a little bit nicer than the typical spot option platform. Um, the layout's a bit different, so if you're used to spot option, this is going to definitely be different for you. Other than that, I mean, let's take a look first. Trading wise, what do they offer? They offer what they call digital type trades, which is just a fancy word for your standard binary options trade. You pick is price going to be above or below where you enter in the set time frame. So if, for instance, you're on Apple and you enter a trade, let's go to candlestick and see if we can't, so I can explain it. If you're in, you could, and expiry 10:45. So that's about 5-10 minutes from now. Basically, what you're saying with a digital option is that you enter here in 10-15 minutes, price is going to be lower than that point. That's your typical standard binary option type trade. It's probably the most popular. The next thing they do offer is called one touch. This is a little bit different, is basically what that means. You're going to see three different rates, higher, lower, and what you're betting on or trading on is in the expiry time is price going to touch a level within that certain amount of time. Now, if price touches that level and stays above it, yay. They do offer a little bit something we're going to cover difference, but basically this is a higher payout because it's a little bit more complicated type of trade. But you're just basically looking to see if the price chosen will reach or surpass the predetermined price level that they give you. Another thing they offer, which I actually like this one a little bit more than one touch, they have something called touch, no touch. The reason I like this one a little bit more is you still get the increased payouts, and it's the same type of thing. Is price going to touch this price? Is price going to move up to this mark by a certain amount of time? But what happens as soon as it does touch it, the trade closes in the money or out of the money. So for me, that I like that a little bit more. I've played around with it a little bit. I'm still a fan of the digital options, but that type of touch, no touch, is something I could probably in the future look at playing with because I like that more. Because all you need is a spike up touch, trade is done. It's kind of more along the lines of a typical forex trade or a spot trade. It's kind of nice. The other thing they offer, and then there's a deviation on all of it, which is called range. Basically, that means if, let's say, price is at 35, you can pick to say it's going to stay in between 25 and 45 the entire time. And if price does do that, you're in the money. Or you can do an out of range option, which means price is going to move out of the range before your expiry that you choose. The last thing they offer is something called turbo. What this does is it reduces the amount of times because a lot of their base trades are set into the 15-minute up. Turbo trading options is similar to the digital options, but it does drop the expiration times down to 1, 2, or 5 minutes. They do have a higher payout, but again, on that type of short time frame, it is a bit riskier. So I mean, at your own choice there. But they do have quite a variety of options of ways to trade. Let's see. As for what can you trade, they offer 65 underlying assets. They have stocks, forex, indices, and commodities. Copper, crude, gold, and silver. A lot of people ask about commodities. Those are the commodities they ask. As for pairs, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 13 forex pairs you can trade. Most of the major indices and stocks, I'm not even going to get into. They have a huge amount of stocks you can try. Let's take a look real quick. We can go to stocks, and I'll just run you through the list real quick. These are the stocks they do offer. So there's quite a bit of selection in stocks, indices. I mean, you can see the list on stocks just kept going and going. I'll go through a little slow on indices so you can see if it's there, what you're looking for. Commodities. And, of course, currencies. These are the currencies they offer. Let's talk about payouts real quick, and then we'll get into looking at how the system operates and any of the things I've noticed so far. Okay, it says payouts here. It says 180%. Nah. Payouts actually just drop the one off at 80%. So payout-wise, they are a bit higher than your average typical broker by 7 to 10%. 7 to 10% higher. Some of them 1%, but typically you're seeing a lot of 80% payouts, 77%, and the odd 71% in there. But nice payouts. I mean, that is extremely nice compared to some of the other brokers are there for. That 80% is a big difference in money management, or basically the amount of OTMs you can pull in compared to ITMs. An extra 10% gives you a little bit more. You could actually drop below a 60% ITM ratio and still be making money if you stick to the 80% payouts. A broker typically with a 70% payout, which is kind of what the market standard is, which they are above, you need about a 60 to 65% ITM range to be profitable. If you stick to payouts of 180% with these, or 80% with these guys, you could typically drop into the, I'd say, 56 to 60% range on your ITMs. So that there is a pretty attractive feature they have going by payouts. I guess let's take a look at some of the trades. I'm going to switch to Turbo. For Turbo, let's look. We're at 76% payouts. These are 5 minutes. If you scroll down, it drops into 1 and 2 minutes, so you have 60-second and 5-minute available. Let's say AUD CAD. Charting wise, take a look. The little candlestick patterns. If you're trading using the broker's charts, there's something wrong. So let's ignore that. The rate. Let me bring it up so I can compare again. I was watching the rates for a little bit. Let's take a look at AUD JPY. The rate that they're giving you is the typical one that you would see from a binary options broker. It is sticking very close to bid plus ask divided by 2. So you should get a very consistent rate. I'm not seeing it fluctuate very much off that, maybe by a pipette or two. So that actually, their pricing is actually pretty stable, which your biggest thing you want to look for with your broker is that the price, it doesn't have to match MT4 exactly because it's not going to. They use a different type of pricing, which they use is bid plus ask divided by 2. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the Intro to Binary Options series we did. It'll explain exactly where broker pricing comes from. But from what I can see, broker pricing does stick very close to where it should be. Let me take a look at one of the big ones. Here's Euro USD. And let me bring up your USD on my MT4. 496, 495. Like currently 496, 496, 497. It's matching within 1 pipette for the most part. So that there's very encouraging also. 5-minute trade, if we want to do one, it's pretty simple. Your invest amounts here, above, when you're ready to trade. Let's see. Let's do below and trade. And, oh, I'm sorry, I'm registered as a US, so I can't trade. And we can do indices and stocks. Let's bump over to an index. Let me load up an index on mine. New chart. Let's see. Let's do. Give me 1 second. I'm going to load up something on my charts over here. 5-minute and a template. Let's go with the NASDAQ. Okay, so same thing. And it's above or below. There's their rates there, and it's matching up pretty well. So let's do a above trade, and we'll see how this runs. We've picked a 5-minute, which is paying 76%. Hit trade. Trade executed successfully. Strike price was right about where it is. Now, if we notice our open trades, it'll have NASDAQ call. Give me a sec, let me mute that. Okay, cool. Sorry, the chat room was popping in, and y'all don't want to hear anyone else talking, I'm sure. Okay, so what do we get? Expiry is going to be 10:47, so this is not similar to like Markets World where it waits to the end of the candle then starts. This is an immediate 5-minute countdown. If you're in the money, it stays green here, and as you can see, return went to 0 because it's now out of the money. And we'll let this one run. While we're doing that, let's see if there's anything else I can cover. I don't want to bore y'all just staring at a chart. We'll do a 1 minute next time. Some of the things that they do have that I haven't seen before, they do integrate with Algobit. Algobit is a platform. It's not a platform. It basically scans the financial markets for you, and it can give you alerts about new trends. They offer, if you open up a live account with them, they offer integration into Algobit, which is something I have not seen from a binary options broker before. If you've never seen Algobit, go check it out. It's kind of a cool little, whatever you want to call it, addition. That's something that's nice there. They do offer live charts from their websites, but it's nothing fancy. I really recommend that if you're going to be trading, say, full-time, use MT4, Thinkorswim, freestockcharts.com, CTrader. On the website, we are doing some reviews. I've already done the one for MT4. I'm going to be showing CTrader next, and probably do Thinkorswim. Well, actually, I'll probably do freestockcharts.com. CTrader and Thinkorswim are almost identical. But let's see, we have expiry 10:47. We're back in the money. The one thing that you do have your countdown right here, which is nice, and you see how this turns green or red as the trade goes in and out. Let's pick a 1 minute. Get that going just for the fun of it. Let's do DAX future. And let's try it above this time. Again, I'm not looking at anything when I trade these, just so you can see. So I hit it at 9039. Let's see what our strike is. 9039. So you don't see much fudging in price. This is a 1 minute, so you got your 1 minute countdown. Pretty simple to use. We can look at while those are running. This is just to give you an idea. I don't want to get you bored. So let's go with turbo and place one more with this. I'll do a 2 minutes DAX. We already have a 1 minute DAX, so let's go with a 1 minute NASDAQ. We'll do blow and trade. That's kind of nice because you can see exactly what your trades are doing right here. And I kind of like the red and the green. You don't even have to look down here to see, even though your return drops to 0 on them. I'm doing great today. Kind of nice. Let's try touch. And we're going to touch on an indice. Okay, so up, down. Payouts 220%, which is 120%. And where is touch, no touch? That is the one I wanted to see. No range option available. God, I got people sending me messages. So not too bad. Overall, I like the feel of the site. Execution does seem to be right on. The price you see when you hit it to when the spinning stops does seem to be the price you get. So I don't really have any complaints there. I was playing with this for about an hour before I got on with y'all. And overall, I mean, it's not too bad. I was surprised because I haven't played with them too much. And this is the first time I've used a trade logic platform in quite a while. Other little points they do have so you can switch to multi-charts. So if you have 4 pairs that you like to trade, you can switch between the 4 pairs. Or you can't. Which is nice because I trade 6 pairs, but 4 pairs is fine for me. I can manage with this. The one thing I do like is having multiple pairs open doesn't seem to freeze, lag up, or anything. There are some other brokers, I'm not going to say any names here, where sometimes the feeds will freeze up on you, and then you got to refresh the whole website. And typically it's right when you want to get in a trade, and I just want to bang my head against a wall when that happens. Other than that, guys, I mean, overall, I do like the feel of the site. Not too bad. Other features they have, your closed trades are all right here. So altogether, I made a whole 7.6%. Let's go into one of the other features that they do have. And let's pick Dow Jones. Let me switch back to the normal view. I'm going to pick a type of a longer expiry so we can take a look at this. Let's see, 11 o'clock will be 12 minutes out. I'm just going to do above and trade. If you go into trading tools, they do have the options to extend, close, and double a trade. So you can close out early in a trade, you can extend the trade till the next expiry, or you can double the trade. So if that's something that you're looking for, a lot of people are looking for that close expiry. And that is something a lot of people are looking for. So if it is, I mean, that's a nice option there, being able to close the trade early for a percentage of the ITM or OTM. Other than that, guys, we are going to be gals too, I guess. I keep saying guys. I know there's some female traders out there. Support-wise, what do they got? They got live chat, webmail, email, and a web contact form. And you can also phone them, which is kind of nice. Some brokers, for some reason, don't offer a phone. Language support. The website is available in 9 different languages. If you're listening to me, you're probably looking at English, but it's there. I covered it. Other than that, I mean, that pretty much sums it up, guys. If there are some things you want to see in these reviews of brokers, well, I wouldn't say the review. This is more of a walkthrough of the platform. If there are things you want to see specifically in a platform walkthrough, like if you're looking here and say, hey, you didn't show me this and I want to see it, just post in the comments or on the forums, and I'll jump back in and do a follow-up video for it. But other than that, this is just a brief walkthrough of the Optionbit platform. I would have to say, is my general impression, I would use them. I do like the platform. My main criteria is that the price is matching up with MT4. Just so I can show you how do I compare. And you can go on the forums and get this. I use a indicator that gives me binary options prices and what it should be. So let's say this is. Let me switch to UJ real quick so you can see. And then I'll make a mess of the screen. Currencies, let's go to UJ. Actually, let's go to Euro USD. Okay, so there's the Euro USD price. Let me bring up Euro USD on here, and I'll slide my little chart around. So here's what I'm looking at, that price stays consistent. For the most part, we're only getting a slight pipette difference. Price does rapidly adjust down here. MT4 is always going to adjust a little bit faster, but I want to see within less than a second the price is coming down. So anytime there's a price change, if you give it a 1/1000, it is dropping down to within close to it. See, less than a second there, it dropped to 6.5, it went 6.9, 6.5. So that is my number one thing, because I don't want to get caught a half a pip higher with a broker, and if I watch them and price is not adjusting quickly enough, I will not use them. So my top of the list thing there is their price is reflective of what MT4 is showing me, so that I can use MT4 or C-Trader or Thinkorswim, and that the price I'm going to get is going to be reflective, so I don't have to stress out and sit here and be like, wait for the price to reflect MT4. It's doing it within a second. Consistently within a second, it is giving the correct, or it's matching up with my binary options price that I have here. Again, to explain this is bid plus ask time 2. That's why it says BO. If we look at the actual price, see, it's 5.354. There isn't much of a spread on this one, but there's about a 3 pipette difference between this price and this price. So that's why I use this. But this is also how I judge other brokers on how reliable their platform is. The second thing is when you enter a trade, the price you see on the screen when you hit buy and the price that it shows up down here in open trades has not budged for me yet. I'm sure over time I'll get a pipette or two difference, but as of yet it's been spot on. My strike price when I hit buy is my strike price down at the bottom, which is another big thing for me. Because again, I don't want to get into a trade when I think I got a great entry, price moves up, and then I look and I got a half a pip or difference in price. That would just irritate the hell out of me. Other than that, I mean, I would give Optionbit a thumbs up. I am actually kind of impressed by their platform. I'm surprised. I didn't think Trade Logic was going to be that great. It did take a little bit of getting used to compared to a spot option broker. But overall, I mean, I do give them a 2 thumbs up. Honestly, if my review doesn't match a review that's on the website, I'll tell you. I'm not going to like sugarcoat anything. If any of y'all know me for long enough, I will say if I don't like something about it. The only thing I couldn't say I could find, and I'm not going to go to it, but, well, we can do it. Past expiries doesn't seem to be working, but not too big of a deal because it's over on the trade room. You can see past expiries. Just spins and spins and spins. Doesn't ever load up. That's really the only major flaw that I could find on the site. So again, guys, if there is something else you want to see about Optionbit, drop a note in the forums or leave a comment on the video, and I will jump back into Optionbit and we will cover it for you. But other than that, it seems like a nice, stable platform. My 2 biggest criteria are met for using them, so I really wouldn't have a problem using them. The one thing I forgot to cover, I do like this right here. If we look at time to invest in expiration, it's kind of nice because got a candlestick. And let's do 10 minutes, or 1 hour. I will say this, yeah. The candlestick thing I don't like because on 5 minute, I would like to be able to zoom in and out here. Or on a 1 minute, I would like... Oh, it has zoom, I'm sorry. But it doesn't seem to work anyways. So I would be able to, like, if it was here, just so I could see this time to invest line with as it shows it here. It shows time to invest in expiration. I would like to see that. Nothing major there because honestly I probably wouldn't use it after a little bit. It is one of the things I did notice I didn't like though is because when you go to candlesticks, it's 100% unusable. The only thing that I would use though is the time to invest. Again guys, any comments, questions, throw them up on the forums, on the video, and I will jump back into Optionbit and cover them for you. If there is something you'd like to see or a broker you'd like to see next, leave a comment there too, and we'll run through that broker for you. Other than that, guys, have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video and the walkthrough of Optionbit.